I'm not sure.
And
then I think our minister, I don't know his name.
yeah, I know clue. No, I've got plenty of other hobbies. That's not one of them.
You know. Senior and they're cutting some stuff.
Well,
They're alive.
Boy Scout do the,
I know. Doesn't
TV.
and what did you?
Featured recently on TV.
Yeah.
I was.
What does NOI stand?
Later I saw Bill Holman Herbert.
Let's call the meeting to order. Tammy and George will be absent this evening. The invocation this evening will be given by Mike Summerfield with Sunrise Fellowship. Mike, thank you for being here. And when you finish, we're going to ask the Boy Scouts to lead us in the flag salute.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If everyone would please bow with me. Father, I want to thank you for the privilege of lifting up this council to you. As the City Council does their business this evening, I can't even understand most of what's on the agenda. I'm so thankful that they're here and that they not only see it, but they understand it and they collectively can come to the right decisions for everything that's on the agenda. I thank you for their wisdom and their clarity as they lead this city into the future. Just as in the past, this same board has led us to where we are today. I would ask you to give them the guidance they need, the clarity, the understanding, and the unity, be able to make the right decisions that this community can continue to flourish. We recognize you as the giver of wisdom. We thank you for the gifts that you give. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you.
I invite everyone to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Wait a minute before you start. Tell us your name and your two buddies.
I'm Bruce Lamoureux with the Boy Scouts, and then have Trig Randall here, Weston, and Jackson Christian. I want to call you your brother's name for some reason. My brother Bo right here, and then this is my uncle Mike. He's our Scoutmaster.
Great.
So,
Thank you.
yep. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. Item 4, consider approval of the minutes of the regular commission meeting of February the 5th, 2019.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ben, second by Jonathan. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 5, awards, presentations, proclamations, and organizational business. Item 5.1, present the pet available for adoption at the city animal shelter.
Hi, good evening, everyone. You sit? You sit? No? Okay. I'm Charlotte Ringwald. I'm the adoption coordinator at Enid Animal Control, and tonight my friend here is Cricket. Cricket is in pen 23. She is a pit bull mix, and she's one of those little pocket pits. She's really tiny here. She's about a year old, and she's female, and she is looking for a lap of her own. She's a overgrown lap dog, so she'll hop in your lap and love you forever. So come by and meet Cricket, and if Cricket isn't your style, we've got a lot of different dogs available at Enid Animal Control. You guys are always welcome to stop by and see what we have. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
No? Just learning.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Some food. No.
Yeah.
Item 5.2, recognize City of Enid employee Aaron Crawford. Gerald.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate this opportunity. Aaron, would you come on up? You know, the city's very fortunate to have Erin Crawford as the Chief Financial Officer here at the city. She does incredible things, very talented. That's not really why she's here tonight, but that's one of the things she does. She performs many roles. She's got a wonderful husband and family and 4 children, so she's a mother, a wife, a chief financial officer, and many other things. But why she's here today is because she's also a mentor for a child that lives here, and you were recently written up in the newspaper and selected as a David and Molly Boren mentor, one of 86 in Oklahoma. So that's quite an honor. I remember when we had a study session and John Gray from Coach a Kid came and talked to the commission about the need for mentors. And I don't know if you were doing it before then, but I remember that we had a conversation about you'd like to do that, and wondered if the city would support that. And I said, yes, I think that would be a great thing to do. And since then, she has taken that and she has done it, and she's obviously done it very well because she's been selected from the group and went over to Stillwater at OSU, the mecca of knowledge in Oklahoma, and was honored as a David and Molly Boren mentor. So I want to read this letter of commendation and give you a coin, and then I'm sure you want to say a few words. Ms. Erin Crawford, City of Enid Chief Financial Officer, is hereby commended for her recent recognition as outstanding mentor during the David and Molly Boren Mentoring Initiative ceremony held at Oklahoma State University on January 18th, 2019. Inspiring, right?
Go folks.
Yeah. The annual event is sponsored by the Oklahoma Foundation for Excellence, where 86 outstanding mentors from throughout Oklahoma were honored during the 7th annual Oklahoma Mentor Day in Stillwater. The 2019 Oklahoma Mentor Day event honors mentors who set aside time to help young individuals with hopes to improve their lives in academic performance, increase self-esteem, and improve behavior. The Oklahoma Foundation for Excellence mission is to recognize and encourage academic excellence in Oklahoma public schools. As city manager for the City of Enid, I am pleased to acknowledge Ms. Crawford's dedication in setting an example for all and giving back to young people by participating in a mentorship program. Mentoring has the power to change lives, and it clearly has. You've had a big impact. Therefore, it is with great honor I present this letter of commendation to Ms. Erin Crawford. So thank you very much. I also want to give
You have 5 minutes, Erin.
Thank you, Mayor. No, I just want to say what a joy it is to participate in the Coach a Kid program. We're lucky to have that program here in Enid. For those who are able and would like to participate, now is a perfect time to be looking into that. This next Wednesday, they're going to be offering some training to people who would like to sign up to be new mentors. So if you have an interest, please reach out to John Gray with Coach a Kid and get plugged in. It's really rewarding, and I know that mentors have made a big impact on my life. Thank you.
Item 6, hearings. Item 6.1, conduct a hearing to consider rezoning property described as a part of the northwest quarter of Section 14, Township 22 North, Range 7 west of the Indian Meridian, Garfield County, described as follows. Beginning 660.96 feet east and 990 feet south of the northwest corner of said quarter section. Thence south, a distance of 330 feet, thence west, distance of 330 feet to the point of beginning, which is located behind 3535 West Owen K. Garriott Road, from R7 Residential Multifamily District to C3 General Commercial District. Chris.
Thank you, Mayor, City Commissioners, City Managers. The slide in front of you shows the property. It's you'll commonly recognize it as Tops and Stripes site that fronts on Garriott Road. That is the access to the property. The south part of their property is zoned R7, and we've outlined that in yellow. This also falls, I'm going to jump forward here a couple of slides. It is in our accident potential zone 2. That's important because multifamily is not even allowed in this district. So approving this rezoning in the city actually brings this piece of property in compliance with our AED ordinance. But when we look at rezoning, we want to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place to support it. We do have the accesses off of Garriott. We have sewer and water off of Garriott as well. I've addressed the ACUs. The Planning Commission looked at this last month. Their recommendation to you unanimously is to approve. Are there any questions?
Questions?
Thank you.
Item 6.2, consider an ordinance to rezone property described as the part of the northwest quarter of Section 14, Township 22 North, Range 7, west of the Indian Meridian, Garfield County, described as follows. Beginning 660.96 feet east and 990 feet south of the northwest corner of said quarter section. Thence south, a distance of 330 feet, thence west, a distance of 330 feet to the point of beginning, which is located behind 3535 West Owen K. Garriott Road, from R7 Residential Multifamily District to C3 General Commercial District. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by
Mayor,
Durwood.
just a technical thing. We were supposed to conduct a hearing, and I am assuming no one signed up. But
That's correct.
But under the statute, we need to conduct a hearing, so is there anyone that wants to speak to this matter before they make a motion? I don't see any.
Again, motion to approve.
Motion by Derwin.
Second.
Second by Jonathan. Further discussion? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 7, administration. 7.1, consider the execution of a real estate purchase contract for 25 properties in the Lahoma addition to the city of Enid, located at South Cleveland Street and West Owen K. Garriott Road, in the amount of $2,116,800 plus closing costs.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about this just a moment, Commissioners. This is a real estate contract to purchase 25 properties. These properties are in the Cleveland-Garriott area that the city has been working to try and develop for about 5 years. The city has 22 properties currently. These 25 properties, I believe, are a good value for the city. The total price of $2.116 million breaks down to less than $85,000 a property. If you were to approve this item, the city would end up owning 47 of the 48 properties there and would allow us to move forward with some possibilities for development. We'll probably talk about some of those in executive session. I recommend that you should consider approval. Do you have any questions I could answer?
I'd make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ben to approve, second by Jonathan. Further discussion, comments? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 7.2, execute a professional engineering services agreement with Olson Inc., Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, for the design of the 2019 Local Streets Program, Project R-1904A, in the amount of, and not to exceed, $178,248.03. Robert?
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager. This is a contract approval for providing design services and survey services and assistance with construction management on local street project. I will remind you that we have, in this year's budget, we do have Kennedy Street under construction, but this allows to go into additional design work to have additional streets ready as funds become available in future budget. Again, I want to point out the contract covers 3 street projects across the city, as shown here on Maple, Oklahoma, and actually East Maple. And to go into those a little bit more individually, it is 1 block of West Maple from Independence to Washington, and 1 block of Oklahoma from Washington to Independence, and then 7 blocks on Maple, which is from 10th Street to 16th Street.
I would enthusiastically make a motion to approve this. I've got more complaints about that section of Maple while I've been here than any other piece of road. The second section of Maple.
I'll second. Try to match his enthusiasm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is that a motion?
Oh, yes, it was.
One question, Mayor, if I may. Have in the past, have we hired someone to design these street projects? Have we done that in-house?
Typically, we've hired on the local streets. We've done it both ways, but typically, we've done it through engineering services. We typically, on the arterial streets, we design those in-house. But we've, with bringing up our new engineering staff, we had to contract out that service last year. But this year, we are designing the arterial street program in-house. But the local streets, we typically design out. You use consultants because of the more detailed required. You got to make sure more time and detail required in getting the utilities and the sidewalk and all the concrete fittings to fit in place.
Thank you.
Can we do a cost-benefit analysis on that to see if it's more beneficial to go that route as opposed to doing it in-house, or is it just a judgment call?
Well, we do look at the cost benefit, and where available, we look at where we need to bring in additional engineers to make it more efficient to do it locally. But based on the funding we have for local streets now, we try to put that money into the construction, and we've used, and the consultants help us make us the best service out of that. So the answer is yes, we do. We look at that service, but at this point, we don't think we're not in a position to bring on additional engineers to cover that service at this year's budget. Yes, sir.
Motion by Ben, a second by Jonathan. Comments, questions? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 8, consent items.
Move to approve.
Motion by Ben to
Second.
approve, second by Jonathan. Questions, comments? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 9, we will now recess to convene as the Enid Municipal Authority. Item 10, all of the trustees except, I said I wasn't going to say that. Trustees of the Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting, 5 of us are in attendance. Item 11, the Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 11.1, consider a resolution amending the 2018-2019 fiscal financial plan for the Enid Municipal Authority in the amount of $2,250,000.
Move to approve.
Motion by Ben to approve.
Second.
Second by Jonathan. Comments, questions? Good presentation. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 11.2, approval of claims in the amount of $498,002.57.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Derwin,
Second.
second by Jonathan. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 12, we will now adjourn to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority. All of the trustees except 2 of the Enid Economic Development Authority regular meeting are in attendance. Item 14, the Enid Economic Development Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 14.1, consider a resolution amending the 2018-2019 fiscal financial plan for the Enid Economic Development Authority in the amount of $2,250,000.
So moved.
Motion by Ben,
Second.
second by Derwin. Further discussion? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. $14.2, approval of claims in the amount of $173,621.61.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Derwin, second by Jonathan. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 15, we will now adjourn to convene as the Enid Public Transportation Authority. The trustees of the Enid Public Transportation Authority regular meeting are in attendance. Item 17, the Enid Public Transportation Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 17.1, approval of claims in the amount of $1,889.92.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Jonathan, second by Derwin. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 18, we will now adjourn to reconvene as the Enid City Commission. Item 19, public comments. We have one person signed up. Diane?
Diane Levesque, 1324 West Oak, and I guess I get to keep my old job. Well, that's just fine. That means I also get to launch a brand-new season of Punched Out Judy, and it's going to headline our brand-new Ward 5 commissioner showing up on Tuesday based on fake news published by the newspaper that the City Commission was going to be on Tuesday instead of Thursday. I'm back in business. I love it. But win or lose, you know I'm going to show up, and that's more than I can say for some winners. But in any case, we can't argue with the voters, and we can't argue with the numbers, but we can't argue with voters who don't show up. So we're going to review some good old basic high school Algebra 101. We're going to begin with a total and solve for the unknowns. We have a total of 3.6 thousand, which is the total turnout, which is greater than the 5.1 thousand that turned out in the previous mayoral election. So the unknowns we're solving for is market share in the broadcasting or otherwise media, market share of what is Enid Market. We have the YWCA plus ETN plus the newspaper plus KNID equaling no better a turnout than 3.6 thousand. So the question, and this is an economic question that would be properly asked by market analysts, is, was my advertising dollar buying advertising slots in the newspaper that ran coverage of the election, or if I'm buying advertising on the radio, KNID? Did I overspend? Was I overcharged for buying commercial slots for coverage of the mayoral debates? Now, people buying advertising on these entities are going to have second thoughts of that, about that because of the turnout. Because all of you put together, that's as good as you got, as you could do, and it was less than the previous election. So who's going to spend money on that particular time slot, given the content, figuring they're going to reach an audience that wasn't delivered? Yeah, well, last Wednesday, the newspaper came out with its usual heavy advertising day, and that's when the grocery ads come out. And guess what else the newspaper did? It took out 2 full-page ads promoting itself to people who already subscribed to it. So that means that the revenue at the newspaper is already pretty much down. It's got new owner. And everybody who subscribes to the paper already knows that it's been missing a few pages on a regular daily basis as well. So even though it's won all kinds of awards from its parent company, it's still taking a haircut. So y'all are going to celebrate your economic health at this point? You can do better, certainly. And I know you all turned somber when I brought this up, because I know I've sent you guys all messages about this particular issue. It says 1 day away, a rundown of Enid's mayoral and Ward 5 races ahead of Tuesday. Ahead of Tuesday. This is before the election, and 2 of you already know what I mentioned about Journalism 101 being violated by this particular article. But there are some others of you that got messages from me mentioning the ACLU. The ones that have the messages regarding Journalism 101 points to the fact that this article was not listing the the candidates in alphabetical order, and Journalism 101 says that if you're writing an article for news for the front page, you're not to express an opinion, and the opinion expressed by a listing that is not alphabetical reflects the opinion of whoever put these people in this order, that they should be in the order that they appeared. Okay, that's Journalism 101, and like I said in my ETN interview, before I took up industrial electronics by fiddling with broadcasting equipment too much, I did spend 2 years as an undergraduate in radio and television production, so I did take that as required classwork.
Diane, please wrap it up.
I will. The important part of this is that I will be contacting the brand-new owner of the newspaper's parent company, and it's not just because that this was not in alphabetical order, but because it was also, compared to the last mayoral race, this is the identical way that everybody and they ranked came out in a vote, and this was published prior to the voting. Now, in the prior mayoral election, they were all for Van Hooser. They had a poll online that said Van Hooser was going to be the winner, and he got vanquished. And I'm still proud of that. But this one shows the winners at the top of the list, and in order, the ones that came in second and third in the mayoral race. So something smells fishy. So it's a matter to the ACLU, and I will continue that later. So I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
You can bet on it.
Item 20, consider convening into executive session to pursuant to 25 Oklahoma Statute 307C10, economic development matters, to consider a redevelopment proposal and sale of property for the southeast quarter of Garriott and Cleveland, and reconvene into regular session to take any necessary action.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Jonathan, second by Derwin to
Executive session.
convene into executive session. I want to get it right. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you for joining us for the Enid City Commission meeting. All meetings are broadcast on local cable channel 12 and in high definition on channel 112. In addition, the council meeting is live streamed on the web at enidtv.org. If you have any questions or comments regarding this broadcast, please visit the City of Enid website at enid.org.